Cindy's Library. This is Cindy again, and today I want to talk about our mutual friend some more because I have some more to say. Where to begin? I forget exactly how many plot lines and how many point of views we have, but there are a lot. The only reason that well, Bleak House is very similar in that way, except for the fact that roughly half the chapters are from Esther's first person point of view, which does make a bit of a difference. So it does take a little bit to get in, but once you are in, it is so wonderful. The characters, we have multiple bad guys of different types. Riderhood and Headstone and more. And at first you don't necessarily know how all of these characters are going to connect to each other. And not necessarily every character does connect to every other character, but it does all connect beautifully by the end. Some of my favorite ladies are in this book. There is Lizzie, there's Bella, there's Jenny Wren, there's Mrs. Beaufort, and I forget her name. Let's see. Actually, could be. Let's see. 503. I'll bet that's it. Yes. Betty Hitkin. Yes. Those are some of the best characters, female characters Dickens wrote. But it's interesting that, well, I had a wise teacher once tell me that to really understand Dickens, you need to view it as a fairy tale. And I have a ways to go in my Dickens reading yet, but nowhere is that more true than in Our Mutual Friend. And we start with many things that are not as they should be. Lizzie, you could truly call her a Cinderella, and Jenny Wren is a Cinderella too. Hers is an interesting journey because she doesn't change all that much. But she does not have a true prince yet. We meet Eugene fairly early, who will end up being her quote-unquote prince. But at the beginning, he is not worthy of being her prince. And then, on the other hand, we have Bella, who is kind of in a Cinderella-ish situation, but she does not act like Cinderella. And it's only at the very end when she is acting like Cinderella that she becomes fully Cinderella. And there's plenty of disguises going on, which is great and very fairy tale-esque as well. I have heard on book group some people were not happy with how Bella was treated, how everyone was tricking her and hiding things from her for a fair amount of time in the book. But the whole reason for that is because of the fairy tale idea that she has to prove herself finally to be the true Cinderella, which of course she does. As for all of the bad guys, they basically get everything that is coming to them, which I absolutely, well, it's fairy tale logic again. Of course, if they're a bad guy, they're going to get exactly what is due them if they do not repent. So there is all of that. I wish I had the words to say more about how much I love our mutual friend and I love the ending. As a character, Amy Dorrit from Little Dorrit will always have my heart. But as far as the ending goes, I think our mutual friend is an even better ending. And one thing that makes the contrast of the fairy tale-ness of so many of the plot lines even more apparent is the fact that interspersed between all of this, we get the Veneerings and their crowd and their thoughts all about position and society and money and things like that. Nothing fairy tale-esque about their world. So it's a very interesting contrast in that way. And I think between what I said earlier and what I have said now, I've now said everything I really wanted to say. Oh, except that I do have a private fan fiction. And that is of the good characters, or at least not bad characters, poor Georgiana is the only one that doesn't get a happy ending. So my fan fiction ending for her is, since Mortimer is at the Veneering's parties, which her family goes to too, somehow the two get together and there she can have a happy ending. Because after all Mortimer has seen, I don't think he is going to be happy with a merely mercenary marriage. So those are my continued thoughts about Our Mutual Friend by Charles Dickens. Hope you enjoyed that. If you've read Our Mutual Friend and have some opinions yourself, I'd love to hear all about it below. Thank you so much for stopping by. I truly do appreciate it. So until next time, I hope we all stay safe and healthy. And as always, happy reading.